You probably just beat a workshop floor and you got these juicy cores, but how do I use them? What are they for? Do I fuse them? Do I dismantle them? What do I do with these cores? How do I equip them? And also, what workshop floors should you do to get the maximum amount of cores? Efficiency is key. Do not waste your mutation, so let's cover exactly how this core system works so you know exactly what to do. But just really quick, very important, I do want to remind you, we just got a new code in the supporter program. It's linked down below. Supporting is free. You just press this button to support after linking your account up here. The recent code I just got is for 1000 Essence Zone, so you do have this in your My Page now. I sent it to all current supporters, so go to the My Page section right here up top. Once you click that, you scroll down all the way down to receive benefits, and if you're a new supporter, you should get 1, 2, 3 codes, or if you're already current supporter, you should get this code right here. This is a new one, so do enjoy. 1000 Essence does stack up, so if you aren't supporting, make sure you do it, otherwise you're missing out on all these juicy codes. And as a reminder, don't forget to subscribe, almost at the 100,000 mark, it means so much, thank you everyone, let's reach that milestone together. And lastly, a big congrats to Truckgun for being the first commenter on our last video. Here is your shout out and enjoy that juicy Discord roll. So as you can see, we do get a lot of cores, but that doesn't mean we can use all of them. Just like artifacts, they have a ton of RNG elements. You can get them for Jinnu or you can get them for your hunters. And they each have different elemental types. So let me show you exactly what they're like in our inventory. I've gotten a few so far, but I think showing you exactly where they're from is the most important. So when it comes to getting legendary cores, you can look at the normal mode. Every single stage here, from 75 to 80 to the Demon's Castle Spire, and also floor 100, every single floor drops these legendary cores. So ideally, of course, if you can do normal, that's the best difficulty to do, because you get legendary cores on every single floor, which is obviously key. And on the last floor, there is no rare cores. It's heroic and above, so not too bad. I'm sure hard mode would be even better for those of you who can do it, but a lot of you will be right here. You'll be able to do easy mode. This is doable for a lot of players. As you can see, the power requirement isn't too high, but still, it is quite hard. The rewards here are heroic and rares, heroic and rares, heroic and rares, so that's all you're getting here. The only other place you're getting legendaries is an actual Vulcan modes here. So the hard mode, this drops legendary at the final floor. So if you're able to do hard mode Vulcan, you can see you only have one floor that gives you all those legendary cores. That's not enough in my opinion. What you should do instead, even though you can complete it, is to go to normal Baron and look at the rewards here. If you're able to do floor 75 and you're able to do floor 80, I think that alone makes it worth it. Getting these legendary cores is just so much better. You don't have to do the last floor. This one is a bit more hard. When it comes to the last 3, you should be able to do them based on the power requirement. Again, the last floor, I believe that one requires the most power. So if you do want to maximize on rewards, do normal mode. If you're able to do hard mode Vulcan, or in general, if you're able to do floors 1 and 2, this is the ideal for you. It is free to try, you can give it a try. Going on easy mode, it's free, you do not waste any tickets. Same with normal mode, if you beat easy, you can move on, so give both a try. Normal Baron provides the most rewards, so as long as you're able to do 2 floors, I do think it's worth it. Legendaries just provide so many better stats, which I will show you shortly. But what if you can't do normal mode at all? And you can't do hard mode Vulcan, what do you do from there? Well, if you look at normal mode Vulcan, you can see the rewards are very similar. You get 1, 2, 3 sets of either heroic or rare drops when it comes to the cores, but if we go to easy mode, for Baron, the rewards are much better. You get the same thing, you get 1 or 2, 1 or 2, 1 or 2, or 1 or 2, but you get 4 drops, which is much better, and the power requirement again isn't that bad, 450k, compared to normal mode here, 400k, so you should be able to do it. It's not that much of a jump. I do think the difference between the two is fairly reasonable. Again, give it a try. It is free to attempt, so that's a big plus. When you try easy mode or normal mode, it costs nothing, no tickets, so go in, give it a try. If you can't do it, no problem. At least now you know, and you can better prepare. But I do think either way, when it comes to getting cores, either easy or normal mode on Baron is the way to go. The rewards just make more sense, more options, more drops, so you're getting the maximum value when it comes to every single ticket type. And I wouldn't be surprised when you actually get your cores, you'll beat the power requirement, so if you're only able to do normal, once you get the cores from easy mode, you should easily be able to defeat it. That's how good the cores are. Give it a try. It's all about trying your best. Now let's actually go to the core tab and see what these are all about. So in cores, you really want to make sure you get the right elemental typing on top of the correct stat typing. So that's 2 variables right there, the stats, the element, and also the core passive here. So for this one, it was literally built for Mirei, attack percentage, crit damage, and also his mind passive for Wind Hunters. When the user uses their ultimate skill, it increases critical damage of their basic skill by 20%. Mirei spams her basic skills non-stop, meaning this is perfect for her. So this is one type of core you can get. There are other types as well for Jinnu specifically. So if you take a look at this one here, you can see the icon. It has a Jinnu icon. That means it's for him, providing a bonus when it's equipped on Jinnu. In this case, when he lands his basic attack 3 times, it restores 3% of his power gauge. And for some reason, the drop of these cores is much more rare compared to our Hunter cores. As you can see, I have one here, but from all these other ones, if I'm missing it, probably not, I don't see another Jinnu core. Very interesting. So either my RNG was bad or the drop table is just very harsh when it comes to Jinnu cores. So do take note, if you don't have too many of these, the same goes for me, they are very hard to get. Now I do want to show you that stats do vary on them. So in this case, look at this core here, attack percentage, crit damage. And if you look at this one, same typing for Hunters, it has attack percentage and crit rate. So that's different. On this Wind one, we have additional attack and mana consumption. So it does vary from each core. You're not guaranteed to get, these amazing stats. I really lucked out on this one. This is going to be perfect for which Hunter, let me know. Drop it down in the comments, let's see if you're right. You better be typing, so if you guess, yes that's right, Cha, this is perfect for her. She uses her basic skills a lot. She scales off attack and crit damage, obviously benefit her a lot, so this is a beautiful core to level up. But wait Zav, how do you level them up? Let me show you. Once you press level up, you can see you go to the core menu with the selected core popping up here. Next, what you have to do is feed your cores to it. Yes, that's right. So what I recommend is always feed your rare cores. These just don't provide the bonuses we want. Let me just quickly show you. In this case, we have rare. Let me go ahead and level it up as an example. This one has additional HP and damage reduction. And this one here as well, additional HP, damage reduction. So I'm going to compare these two. Let's ignore the base stats, although it's obviously higher. Let's just look at the raw potential when it comes to leveling up. Let me select this one. As you can see, these are the stats. If I pick a core to level it up with, let's pick this one. As the baseline, it gives 2 levels. And our stat range is from 40 to 404. Let's remember that figure. Now let's go back to the heroic. Let's go ahead and level this one up. Select the same one, this core here. As you can see, with only 1 level, we're getting the same range. It does take more EXP as it seems to level up these cores, depending on the rarity, so let's do 1 more core to get it to level 3. In this case, we're getting up to 810 additional HP, which is double what the rare core did give us. That's why rarity does matter so much in this. Let's see if I'm matching legendary one. I think I might have one here. Perfect, look at the base HP, 1803. Compared to this one here, 902, and compared to this one here, 763. So the rarity does make a difference, but also they come with varying stat enhancement levels. For example, once a core reaches level 10, what you then have to do is enhance it. So as you can see, this core is level 10, meaning we can no longer level it up. What we have to do is enhance it. In this case, you enhance it until these stats become maxed out. So if I press enhancement, it's random. It goes to each stat, which I'll show you in a second. I'll demonstrate it, of course, on this very core, so you can see exactly how stats are applied. But do note, no matter what, you end up maxing it. So once this is 100%, these both become maxed out. It's a very beautiful sight. As you can see from this very blurry screenshot from one of my moderator swap, you can see the stat enhancement level is at 94%, and these stats are almost fully maxed out. So that's what it means. Basically, no matter what, you max out these stats. It is based on RNG. So the faster you max it out, the less materials you have to use for enhancing it. So overall, no matter what, you'll reach 100%. It just matters based on RNG how fast you do it. And again, for example, the rarity matters so much because look, legendary core, go to level it up. Let's just select a few, get 2 levels in. It does take more resources as you can see, but boom, 3, and the additional HP amount is so much higher, 1216 compared to 800, compared to 400, so it's just so much better. Now I do want to pick an artifact to level up, just so you can see if you haven't done it yourself. So I'll take this one is perfect for Cha. Let's level it up. I'm going to take away all my rares, I just don't need them, and some of these heroics as well. So this one here, providing us defense and mana. I don't need that. This one here, same thing, defense and mana. Don't need that. And this core here as well. And let's do this one too. There we go, level 5. Now, look at the ranges here, very important. We can get at the minimum 140 crit damage or at the maximum 1476. Same here for attack, so we can get up to 13.24% or just 1.4%. But again, from what I mentioned earlier, the stat bonuses you get don't matter because no matter what, you can enhance it up, getting the maximum value possible. Even though if you get the minimum ranges, you can get the maximum by enhancing, but remember, it does cost more resources, so you do want RNG to be on your side. Otherwise, you'll need so many of these resources here, which are not easy to get at all. Based on these ranges, we can get around 2,500 crit damage, or we can get around 20% attack. So let's see, I'm going to press level up, and hopefully we get close to 20% and 2,500 crit. Let's see what happens. Can I get the juicy stats on me? And you know what? Not too bad. We actually gained a lot of attack percentage there, and a decent amount of crit damage, a little bit less on this end. Overall, not too bad. So press continue. As you can see, if we go back, the stat enhancement level did go up to 37%. Let's keep going, just so you can see. But just before I do that, I just want to show you, when it comes to, let's say, Hunter or Janu, same thing. Every single Hunter or Janu can equip up to 3 cores. We have the orb, we have the cube, and we have the crystal. So do take note of that. They all provide varying stats. If I show you here, let's go, for example, to the cube. We do have a few here. For example, this one provides defense, mana recovery. This one has additional defense, again, mana consumption. This one has damage increase, defense. So these stats you can find on them. And when it comes to the crystal, HP percentage, damage reduction, additional HP, damage reduction. We can get mana as well, defense, damage increase as well. So mostly defensive stats you can find on those, just so you know. Although I don't have too many cores to compare to, as you can see. Attack stats do only come on the orbs, for example. Same with crit damage, if I switch to that, let's see. It's just orbs, but something like damage increase, you can find on multiple cores. So here, you can see, we have the crystal, we have the cube, we have the orb. So these come on every single cores, but something like, let's go for HP percentage. It only comes on the crystals, from what we can see here. Whereas something like mana, same thing. But I do think that stat and this stat here, like mana for example, can come on multiple cores. We don't have a good enough sample size, but right now we can see the main stats we want will always come in the orbs. Otherwise, I think it'd be way too OP to put on the cubes and the crystals as well. Now let's go ahead and level this up all the way to the max. I'm going to use cores with damage reduction on them because that's not a stat we generally use, so I do feel safe using them as material. Same with mana consumption, although it's very good for someone like Mirai. On fire units, not so good. And for fire, for example, we don't have a defense scaler, so don't need that one. So there we go, we can level up this core all the way to 10, and oh my goodness, look at the range here. This is honestly insane. We can get up to 16.55 bonus percentage in attack, and up to 1,845 crit. This is what I call a juicy set of stats, so let's hope we get up to 30% attack, and close to around 3,500 crit damage. Let's go. Can we get some nice stats here? I want a permanent addition to my Chaw, a beautiful orb on the count of 3. 1, 2, and 3. We exceed the XP, that's okay. You shouldn't do this though, I'm doing it for the video. You should maximize on your XP use because orbs are kind of hard to get. For this video, we're going to do it. And here we go, what do we have? And oh wow, not too bad. Would you look at that, chat? We're only 4% off from the maximum, and around 6 to 700-ish less on the crit damage front, but that is a good core. Let's look at the stats here, and wow, 26% attack, 2,831 crit damage, and based on this bar here, we can see how much we've missed in each stat. But let's go to enhancement. We can now use this material, the solidified stone 3 that we got from normal mode Baron. And if we enhance, we can get 0.3 or 1.55 or up to 200 crit damage. Let's see. What do we get here? Enhance. And we got not too bad. Close to the max there. I love the UI here. And okay, so it's random. You either get attack or you either get crit damage. Very interesting. Tap to continue. And we have to look at this number here. 65%. Let's do it again and watch what happens. Enhancement. 1.55, 200. And what do we get here? Oh, we basically got the minimum. Oh no, the minimum amount, and we got 1% here. When it comes to the enhancement level, let's do it again. Let's watch this carefully. If the stat is higher, do we gain more levels? Very interesting. Let's see. We got, okay, attack there, 1.12, and we gain 1% as well. Now I assume you can do this all the way to 100%, and then once you reach that mark, you can't enhance it anymore. So ideally we max out this gauge. Let's continue, let's do one more. And what do we get? Do we get a juicy set? Oh, 159, and we got 2%, so I'm kind of right here. Now we know for a fact, you basically keep on enhancing, from my understanding, until you reach the maximum stats here. So it looks like each core can be maxed out. That's my general understanding. Based on the enhancement level I see here, it just makes sense. Let's do it again. We can do it one more time. Let's enhance. And what happens here? We got 1%, so stats are lower. Yeah, so that makes sense. Basically, the more stats you get, the higher the enhancement level goes up. We can kind of eye it. This would be the 50% mark for both. This is probably around, 5%. This is around 15% extra. So it makes sense that we're at 70-ish%. But now you know how it works, how the set enhancement does work out, which does make sense because if we look, let's say at one of these level 1 cores that we have right here, let's take this one at 9%, you can see the stats hardly moved on this one. But if you look at this one at 20%, you'd expect the stats to be higher, and that just makes sense. Same with this one, 15% let's say. The gauge here looks to be around 15% full for both combined. If we go to 20%, it should be more, yeah. So it just kind of makes sense, 30% on this one. 8% on this one should be minimal. Same with this one. As you can see, that's what represents, so it just makes sense. 8%, 8%. You can see they both kind of move based on how far the gauge is maxed out. So what these enhancement levels let you do is reach the maximum potential for the core. That's honestly very good to know. Now if we go to our hunter page, let me go to Cha, let me equip this honor, and also let me advance her all the way to A10, just so we get the maximum effect. Ooh, nice, we got 5,000 power there. Pretty nice. A10 Cha, beautiful. No cores yet. Let's put that juicy core on her. 28.87% attack, 3,000 crit damage. I'm drooling. And not over Gina and her skin. Let's equip it. How much power do we gain? 10,000. Oh my goodness. 26,000 attack. And my artifacts on her are fairly mediocre, so this is a huge gain. The crit damage is what now? Almost 200%. Wow. Cores really do help us out a lot, making this game so much easier. So I hope you enjoyed. That should be the rundown on everything core related. You know exactly how to enhance your cores and also how to level them up. So this is a guide for you. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop your like, make sure to subscribe, and do stay tuned for more content like this. And of course, make sure you support us, that we get all the codes I can send out for free. The program is free. It's just my way to give back to everyone in the community. On that note, this was your Code King Zaf, signing out.